In this video, we will be talking about business credit cards. Everything you need to know. I'm going to be sharing my experiences with you guys, some of the cards that I recommend you guys, and the benefits, and just everything about business credit cards you're going to find out in this video. Intro. I am a full-time entrepreneur. I own my own business and I've had business credit cards for about the past year. The reason why I mention all this is just so I can put a little bit of credibility out there. Within that last year, I've opened multiple e-commerce stores. The one that did the best for me did about 6 figures in revenue the first year, so about $115,000. And since then, I can tell you that there are a lot of costs that go into a business. And business credit cards is literally what saved my business. And the reason why I say that is because of cash flow. So any business that starts out their first year, you're gonna realize you're gonna have to put a lot of money into marketing if you're trying to get into branding, products, especially if cash flow is very limited to start off with. What I used was actually my student loans. Once I ran out of that, I had to look into another source, and that was actually business credit cards. Now, if you're running your business out of your checkings account, whatever money's in there is the money you have to use. So say you have to put more money into marketing, but you're not seeing the return right then and there, you're gonna get choked out at one point, especially if you don't have the money. Credit cards allow you to kind of ease that. They give you those 30 days to actually keep afloat in business. And the 3 expenses that I realized was the most taxing on a business was the cost of goods, or the advertising costs that I spent, and then paying my employees. So those 3 things add up a lot. And if you're not getting points for that, you're losing out on a ton of free money. So what are business credit cards, you guys? Business credit cards are simply credit cards geared towards business owners. The difference between them and the personal credit card is a few things. Now, one of the first benefits that I have to mention to you guys is that your business credit card does not affect your personal credit score. So your business and your credit, they are 2 sides of the coin. There's 2 different parts to it. So your business credit score might be completely different from your personal one, but your personal one is the credit score that actually affects your life way more than your business score does, unless you're going into more actual business loans. But the main reason why the business credit score is superior to the personal credit score is because it's not affected by a lot of limitations, such as that Chase 524 rule. Say you're sitting at 4 cards within 24 months. If you get one more personal card, you can't get another credit card with them for 2 years. If you're at that 4th slot within that 24 months and you get a business credit card, you're not going to be affected. That does not show up on your personal credit report. So say you're at 4 credit cards right now within 24 months. You can actually get all 5 of Chase's business cards, or however many they have, and still get as many as you want and not be affected by that. So the business credit cards aren't actually going to be restricted by the same things that hold the personal credit scores. They're different, they're separate, and it's not going to be affected by that, which is one of the huge benefits of actually owning a business credit card. Now, on top of that, sign-up bonuses. We credit churners, whatever you guys want to call yourself, sign-up bonuses are incredible, because in reality, you're paying what, $100 and you get 3% back. That's $3 for every $100 you spend, and if you transfer that over, maybe you'll get 5 or 6, but that's not a lot of money, okay? You have to spend $1,000 just to get, say, $30 maybe. You know, it depends on what card and what reward you have. But what I'm trying to say is those rewards aren't enough. And if you're just forcing yourself to spend money just trying to get an extra 10 bucks, 20, 30 bucks, it's not really the best bang for your buck. So what a lot of people do is focus on the sign-up bonuses. Now, with the business credit card, you're going to be getting an incredible sign-up bonus compared to personal cards. So we're going to be using a test subject, for example. So let's get Chase Business Preferred right here, and we'll get Chase Sapphire Preferred right here. Whoa, sorry you guys. Didn't mean to flex too hard. Probably get a few dislikes for that. I'm sorry you guys. I'm sorry. Come on, man. You got 3,000 subs now. Can't be bullshitting like that. So guys, with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, if you spend $4,000 in 3 months, you're gonna be getting 50,000 points back. However, if you spend $5,000 more, so just $1,000 more than you would with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you're actually going to be getting 80,000 points compared to the 50,000 points within that same 3-month time frame. This is a no-brainer. You can clearly see how much more points you get back from a business card just because it's a business card, and you're only spending $1,000 more within that 3 months to get that. Now, if you guys can't spend that much money, there are some manufacturer spending techniques that we're going to be going over on this channel. Like I say all the time, I'm not not a huge advocate of MSing, but I'll be honest with my little jungies, if I didn't own my business and it wasn't putting all these business expenses on a monthly basis, or if my business comes to a point where I have to sell my company, then what I'm probably gonna do is manufacture spend. Okay, the reason why I don't encourage it is because if you get caught doing it, there are some repercussions, like not being able to ever use those credit card companies again. But if you play it correctly, you play it safely, like the methods I'm gonna be telling you guys in the videos in the upcoming then you guys are gonna learn the proper way to do it
without getting caught.
Be careful of the Amex rat team. Ooh.
Now, another example on top of that would be the benefits that you get from these cards. With both cards, they literally have the name preferred in both of these cards. You're actually going to be getting 3x on more categories. And two of the categories that go hand in hand with each other is travel. So with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you do get 2x on dining, but you also get 4x on dining with the American Express Gold card. If you guys haven't flexed already, make sure you check out that card. It doesn't have dining for the business card, but what it does have is 3x back on travel. Chase Sapphire Preferred actually only gives you 2x back, and you might think 2x, 3x not a big deal, but when you actually start putting a lot of spend on things, that 1x makes a difference. Now, I always tell you guys, don't ever carry a balance with credit cards, but there are a lot of people in unique situations that we do not know about. Some people may have hospital bills, some people might have to pay their tuition, their books, maybe you get in an accident, who knows? We don't know everyone's situation. So if you are carrying a balance with credit cards, or if you've just been an idiot and you're trying to flex on some girls and you're like, you just bought some extra bottles at the club, you're stupid as fuck. But if you're a guy who's actually in a legitimate situation where you actually had to carry a balance, business credit cards are a huge benefit to you as well. And that is because they have such a high credit limit that you could actually balance transfer what you have onto a business credit card. And when you sign up for some of these business credit cards, they're gonna give you no interest, no APR for like the first year, some of them first 6 months, some of them even up to 15 months. Now, this is a strategy that I recommend to some of my business clients that are starting a new business. They have a huge amount of inventory and overhead that they have to buy and they're confident to sell in. Now, a lot of people sleep on the American Express Blue Business Plus card. There's only 4 American Express business cards that I know of. The Platinum Business, the Gold Business, aka the Flex cards, and then you have the Plum, which is the most awful name for a credit card I can ever think of, and then you have the Blue Business Plus. So the business cards on American Express's side don't really get that complicated. You have those 4 cards. One of those cards, which is the Business Blue Plus, you have more flexibility with paying off your balance in case that ever happens. You have no interest, no fees on balance transfers. You have a huge credit line limit, and the first 15 months that you use the American Express Blue Business card, you'll actually have $0 on any fees including that. So I know a lot of business owners that hold back, that don't actually apply for this card until they know they're about to get into a situation where they have to invest and they have to put some money in. On average, you're paying like 15%, maybe. Most of the time it's about the same rate as credit cards, around 20% for a small business loan. Now, I kind of touched on this before as well, but a huge benefit is the credit line increase. So in my situation, I actually went from the Discover card to the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, Chase Sapphire Preferred card, and now I went balls deep with the business card. Now, with the business credit cards, the best benefits that came with that was the credit line increase, which shook me so good. So starting out with the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, I actually had a starting limit of like $1,500, and with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, they gave me a starting limit of $4,000, and then I had to call them again and tell them, look, I need a higher limit or something, because at that time I was putting my business expenses there, and I had to pay off my credit cards every like 3 days because of how much I was spending. What I had to do was call them, and they bumped it up to $6,000, but I had to go through a lot of loops and all this, and in the end it still isn't a huge limit, but I understand because it was my first time getting into the credit card game. Right after that, and I applied for these business cards, my first limit was $10,000. So that's kind of like the medium that I have been seeing with my cards, and it is about the $10,000 limit mark. I just applied for another card, which was the Chase Business Cash card, so now I have all 3 of the business cards for Chase, and with that card, I just checked today, I had a $15,000 limit without asking them. And I know if I call them and tell them, look, business is about to be booming, I need some sort of increase, that they're gonna hook a brother up with that, because they did that with my personal cards. I know with business, they're more inclined to do that. And with Chase so far, I put a lot of spend on business. And if you guys didn't know this, credit card companies make money every time you swipe the card or every time you punch it into online. So if you're blowing $40,000, $50,000 in a year and giving it to Chase, they're making that percentage off of the $50,000 that you spend. So they're going to be more inclined to give you that credit line limit increase. Now, I will be discussing this in another video as well on what you should say when you call them to get a credit line increase, because there are some things that you should say. This is one of those things that there aren't like a set of guidelines, but I'll be telling you guys what has worked for me. If you are a business owner, you're putting all your spend on your debit card or another credit card, a personal credit card, then it's gonna get annoying and hectic. And I'm telling you this from experience as well. When you have taxes due your first year and you have a million charges everywhere, and either you or your bookkeeper or your accountant needs to go through all of that, they're gonna charge you a lot of money because they need to sit there doing some menial task that's just a waste of time when we could have done this a lot easier. And the thing is, if you have a business credit card and a personal credit card, you can actually split your expenses pretty well between these two. So when it comes tax season at the end of the year, you can actually split it and not have to worry about going through each individual order. You can just say everything on here is a business expense and everything on here is my personal expense. That's it. Finally, we have gotten to the point. We've covered most of the business credit card stuff, and I know this video is long, so if you guys are still here with me, stay tuned. Here's an ad. We all gotta eat out here, brothers. So the real question that everyone's wondering now is, how can I get a business if I don't really own a business? Now, let me share the industry secret with all you little mother jungies that people on Instagram are gonna charge you fucking $300 for. I'll be sharing with you guys for free on here because I 사랑해 you. You guys don't need to own a huge corporation. You don't need an LLC even to actually get business credit cards, and that's another misconception a lot of people have. What you can get is a sole proprietorship, and what is that? So by definition, a sole proprietorship is the government's fancy way of saying that person owns that business and pays for that finances and is the one that's legally gonna take on the debt or the expenses owned by whatever that business is. Now, relating back to what I said all the way in the beginning, a business is a very vague term.
Like, what the hell is a business?
If you guys have ever sold anything on eBay, that's a business. If you have ever driven your neighbor's dog to the dog park, that is a business, as long as you got paid for it. If you've tutored anyone and they've paid you, that is a business. If you've been an Uber driver, that is a business. If you have written articles in school and someone paid you for that, that is a business. If you are dealing drugs, that is a business as well. I don't encourage you guys to do drugs or sell drugs, but it is a business, and if you do that, I wouldn't recommend you guys to actually put it on your taxes and say, you know, you're a drug dealer, but it is a business that allows you to get business credit cards. You can go online and apply for a sole proprietorship for free. So the government has this available. There have been a little mix-up since the government shutdown happened, but for the most part, you're able to do this, and when you get a sole proprietorship, you will get something called an EIN number, and that is your tax identification number, and that's the only number you need to put into your business credit card application other than the residency. When it comes to e-commerce, you guys, I work out of my home, and I know people who flip things out of eBay, they work out of their home, okay? Most people actually work out of their home unless you're a brick and mortar store. So if you're coming out of your crib, then what you can actually do is put your own address as the company's address, and I've been able to do that and get all my business credit cards completely fine. Now guys, I know this video is getting long, so I don't want to make it any longer, but if you guys need me to go into my computer, go on the government's website and file for like some bogus company and then apply for another business credit card, I'm willing to do that for you guys. Just let me know down below, but I don't want to put it in this video because it's too long. But for the most part, we have covered the general premise of it. At this point, you guys should all understand how to get a business card, what it is, and all the differences with it. Now, to kind of wrap this video up, the business cards that I would recommend you guys to get is either the Chase or the American Express business cards. Their customer support has been good on the business side with me. They've always helped me out. They've even reached out to me about other loans inside of their department, and I think they gauge that depending on how much you spend on these business cards. But what I can tell you guys is this: stay away from Capital One and whatever those smaller scammy companies are for now when it comes to business cards. What I would do is focus on the Chase cards and get the no annual fee cards first. So at the end of the day, these cards have incredible benefits. They have a lot of advantages and they're not going to restrict you. Now, my way to give back to you guys, and if you have watched this video so far up to this point, I'm going to be pinning someone's referral link for a business card or however many business cards you own. If you guys put a comment and then link your referrals down below, I will be pinning one comment down below just as my way to give back to you guys, and it also helps my engagements. But for the most part, it does help you guys as well, and I've had a lot of subscribers actually reach out to me like, hey, I don't know where this referral came from, but the only place I put it is in one of your videos, and I've been actually getting referral points from that. So, you know, it doesn't hurt you. You're getting free money too. So if you guys want to be involved and do that, do it down there as well. If you guys haven't had a chance to check out our Facebook group, the Credit Card Churners group, we talk about tips, tricks, travel hacks, credit cards, hotels, airlines. We talk about basically everything you need to know just on how to save money. So if you guys want to join that group, it is an open invitation group to everyone right now down below. Just make sure you're not a little piece of. But other than that, shout out to my mods, and then shout out to everyone that comments on my videos. You guys know who you are. Blackhand TV, Rico Flex, man, y'all know who you are. If you comment on my videos, you guys know I comment back. If you guys send me a DM, for the most part, I respond. So shout out to everyone that has gotten to this point. Thank you for coming and enjoying this journey with me. We got a few more videos to make today, but as of now, that's it. So guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was a lot of scripting for this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are able to get some information out of it. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace. Samgyeopsal.